What's up guys, it's Ryan from MDG, and this video is going to be on invoked combos and invoked OTKs. The reason for this is because we're finally getting the Invoked Link monster, this guy down here, sitting in the extra deck, Aleister the Madness. So he's coming out in the Shadows in Valhalla set that's coming out on the 16th of August. It's a couple of weeks from when this video is going out. The effect's pretty good. It's actually, the materials are probably the best bit of it, so it only needs 2 monsters with different types and attributes, so you can't have two fires or 2 waters or 2 spellcasters. It's an and, it's not an or. And the card becomes Aleister the Invoker while in the field or in the graveyard. If a fusion monster is fusion summoned while you control this monster, you can discard 1 card, and if you do, add 1 Invocation or the Book of the Law from your deck to your hand. And the Book of the Law becomes playable now. You can play it as a one-of in this deck. It's searchable off the Link monster, so you can set it and have more interruption on your opponent's turn. You can change Mechaba into Raijin to book something. You can change Raijin into Mechaba after you've used the effect, and you can quickly change into Purgatrio, so you can OTK and put more damage on board. It's really good in the battle phase. It's the point of one of the OTKs that we'll get into. The last effect of the Link monster lets you search Omega Summon from your deck when it leaves the field from an opponent's card effect. Omega Summon, probably not going to see any play still. It's very, very slow, and you don't often have a lot of banished Invoke monsters. It means you've had to pretty much have gotten through 1 or 2 fusion monsters and banished them for more fusion summons before this card gets enough value. So it's probably not going to see any play. It's not really a relevant part of the effect. There's going to be 3 combos we're going to show you in this video. The first one is Hornet Drones plus Alister, and it's an OTK. It's 8100, which is really cool. 2 cards, OTKs for an empty board. These OTKs are cool because although your opponent's not going to often have an empty board, Purgatrio deals with defense position monsters. If your opponent has like a board full of scapegoat tokens, Purgatrio kills them anyway. So it just opens up a few different ways for you to kill your opponent. Secondly, we have, it's going to be any monster in the field plus Alister, any non-water, non-dark, non-spellcaster monster, because you need to make the link and not conflict with Alister's attributes, and you need to be able to have it non-water so that you can summon a fusion with decent attack. That combo requires you to play 1 Book of the Law in order to kill your opponent. And the third combo we're going to show is a double Mechaba plates. I think it's Alister plus Hornet Drones, and it makes double Mechaba for extra negations going first. So this deck can play going first now. The Mekk-Knight Link monster gave this deck a little bit more power going first, but the Invoked Link just feeds into that as well. So it's no longer a death sentence going first and having to rely on hand traps and maybe 1 Mechaba. So we'll get into the combos, we'll let them run, and I'll narrate over them. Okay, so this is the first combo. It's going to be Alister plus Hornet Drones. Is going to be 8100 damage. So we've got Alister in hand, Hornet Drones in hand, and it's basically just a blank card. It can be anything, so we've used Twin Twisters for this. You're going to use the Hornet Drones. Hornet Drones gets a token. Token goes into Kigari. This is pretty standard Sky Striker stuff. You add back the Hornet Drones to hand. At this point you're going to normal summon the Alister. Alister's going to search you Invocation. Then you're going to link both of them for the Aleister Link monster, the Invoker of Madness. You're going to activate the Hornet Drones, get the token. The token's then going to go into Link Spider, so you need to make it Link Spider because you need to make Invoked Magalanka, which needs an Earth monster. So yeah, this needs to go into Link Spider here, so you have fuel for that. So Invocation is going to banish the Alister and the Kigari from the graveyard. They're going to summon Purgatrio. So at the moment you've got Purgatrio, Spider, and the Link. The Link's going to trigger. It's going to discard any random card in your hand. You're going to search the second Invocation. Invocation is going to go back into the deck from the grave to add back the Alister. Then Alister is going to boost the Purgatrio to 3300 attack with its effect, and you're going to play the second Invocation, banishing the Alister from your grave and the Link Spider from the field, or change control. And you're going to summon the Magalanka. So the 1800 from the Link, the 3300 because it's boosted from Alister of the Purgatrio makes 51, and then Magalanka is an extra 3000, makes 81, which is game through full health. So okay, so this is the next combo. It's going to be any monster in the field that's not a dark, not a water, and not a spellcaster. Any monster in the field that fulfills those conditions, plus Alister, and again just any random blank card in your hand. So this combo is going to rely on you playing a Book of the Law in the main deck to search off the Link monster. So the other combo, the Alister and Drones, just works with Invocation. This one has to be the Book of the Law. So you're going to normal summon the Alister. Alister's going to get you the Invocation. Invocation goes to hand. Then you're going to play the Instant Fusion. Instant Fusion in this case is going to summon Invoked Raijin, just because it doesn't take an extra deck spot to play an Instant Fusion target. So you're going to link Raijin and the Alister for the Link monster. This gives you the materials in graveyards. You can Invocation, banish Alister and the Raijin to get a second Raijin. And when you summon this to the field, because it's a fusion summon, it's going to trigger the Alister's effect. So you're going to discard a card from your hand to search the Book of the Law this time. So this is the quick play spell that lets you tag out. So you can basically do damage and then tag out for a different Invoked monster, which is pretty sick. So Invocation goes back from the grave to the deck in order to give you Alister back from your banished zone to the hand. And then at this point you're going to use Alister to boost the Raijin. It's going to make it 3200, so you've got 1800 on board from the Link, 3200 from Raijin, and you're going to swing for that 5k, and then you're going to use Book of the Law, tribute off the Raijin, summon Magalanka from the extra deck, and attack for a further 3k. So that's 5k plus 3k is 8000, which is exact game. Okay, this is combo number 3. So this is going first combo. It requires Hornet drones, Alister, and a light monster in hand. We're going to use Indigo Eclipse for that, and the other two cards are just blank cards to show you how many cards you have in hand afterwards. So we've just used Ash for that. This is going to be the play that ends with double Mechaba. There's a couple of different ways you can do it, so we'll branch off. Pretty standard so far. You activate Hornet drones, link the token away for Kigari. Kigari's going to add back the Hornet drones. Then you're going to normal summon your Alister. Alister's going to get you Invocation, the first one, from your deck to hand. At this point we'd usually go into the Link monster, the Alister Link, but in this case we're going to go into Security Dragon. The only important part to know about Security Dragon is that it's a light monster. We need this in the graveyard so we can summon the first Mechaba. We're going to summon 2, so Indigo Eclipse acts as the light part of the second one, but we need one to do for the first. So this can be any Link 2 light that you can make. You can play Proxy Dragon, I don't know, there's probably other options out there. Security Dragon's pretty good, it can bounce a card if it's co-linked. Don't know how often it's likely to come up, but it seems okay. So at this point we can use the Hornet drones, and then Hornet drones and Security Dragon become the Invoked Link monsters, so it just gives us an extra light in graveyard. So we play the first Invocation. This banishes Alister and Security Dragon to make Mechaba underneath the Link monster. Then we're going to shuffle Invocation. Sorry, we're going to discard a card in our hand. We're going to discard the Light monster because we're going to banish it anyway for the second Mechaba. So we're going to discard that for the Invoked Link's effect, and we're going to search the second Invocation to our hand. Then we're going to shuffle the Invocation from the grave back in. This lets us add the banished Alister to hand, recurring our advantage. So at this point you can do it two ways. The first way, which I think I prefer, is you would use Invocation now. You would banish the Alister Link monster from the field and the Indigo Eclipse to make the second Mechaba in the extra monster zone. This leaves you 3 cards in hand, including your Alister, so you have access to your whole engine next turn again, which seems preferable. And there's another way you can do it where you pitch the Alister to the grave to boost Mechaba, then you Invocation the Alister from grave and Eclipse into Mechaba underneath the Link, and you basically end with a Link double Mechaba, but you have 1 less card in hand, although you can use the Invocation in grave to recur the Alister next turn. So it's kind of up for debate which way is better. I probably prefer this way. So you can have the 2 Mechabas in field, or we can rewind a little bit. We'll put everything back where it was and show you the second end board, which is you pitch the Alister to boost the Mechaba, Invocation banishes Alister and Eclipse from the grave, and then you end with the Link. The Link doesn't do too much on the field, so I don't mind getting rid of it. Again, you're not likely to need the arrows too much, so prefer that way. However, you can do it like this, and you've got the Invocation in the grave. So